I've been waiting to talk to this guy. Now, we met probably 5, 6 years ago, maybe even longer.
About six.
Jim Knight is with us. When I met him, he was actually still with the Hard Rock Cafe,
Yep.
really looking at their strategy, making that even a stronger, better company than when you first came there. Now you're off on your own,
On my own.
and you're here at the Potato Expo. What messages do you want to give to our growers, to our processors, to everybody who's watching the eye on Facebook Live and on YouTube?
Well, I talk quite a bit about culture, as you said. I had that robust, rich background with Hard Rock. And when you think of that brand, if people have been in there before, it's about culture and service. And so I was very lucky to be in a human resources role where I got a chance to put my hands on all of that. Being there 21 years, I just sort of translate it out. So when I do something like today with the Potato Expo, I'm going to spend time talking not so much about the product, because
They know the
geez, look
product.
around the
Yeah,
product.
exactly.
Yeah,
They
it's
know
awesome.
the product.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got that part.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about human behaviors. I'm going to help define culture. To be honest, I'll squeeze in a little bit of a service mentality. I want them to think about their end user, the customer, the client, whoever it is, depending on where they are in the industry. I'll spend most of my time on that because I think if they can push back from the time, and I probably only have about an hour with everybody, hopefully they understand that there's some meaty takeaways, but we'll have some fun, we'll have some edutainment along the way, but it is always about the human being. It always has been for me. So I'm starting to see it more and more in organizations. That's what I'm going to share.
Now, keep in mind that a lot of the growers have a very different business model where they have day laborers that come in that are typically, hard to motivate. So let me ask you to put on your thinking cap. If you were a potato grower and you have these laborers who come in sporadically, probably a whole different group of people from time to time, what can they do with that culture to maximize efficiency and just have an ongoing group that want to come back to that potato farm?
That's a great question. I'm going to definitely say that dealing with potatoes is a lot harder than working in the restaurant or the hotel business, for sure.
Sure.
There are some positions, let's say as a housekeeper or a dishwasher, you're slaving over the dishes all day long. You are just hoofing it all day long cleaning rooms. So I get all that. There are some correlations, though. I think that most industries don't have a lot of money to go out there and just throw it at people and say, here, I want you to stay with me a little bit longer, but I focus a lot on some retention strategies. And when you take the potato industry, I think what you have probably that is better than any other retention initiative is love. I think you can throw your arms around people. I think you can get them to understand that their role matters, that they're not just out there as, like you said, like a day laborer. They're not just another number. I know it's easier said than done, but I think if people took a step back and just every once in a while, let's just say made a round, if they could make it out to get out in the fields,
Right.
talk to the laborers
Well,
and say.
and they do. They do. I've talked to
if
a
they
lot
do,
of farmers. They get out there. They want to see
fantastic.
what's going on.
Yeah, so for me, that
Yeah.
would be mission number one. And if they're already doing that, then I go, check, they're already there. I think there's probably some farms that I've seen that are starting to elevate their business by including the laborers as part of a profit share. They're actually part of the business. Now, it might not work for everybody. Maybe you're just distributing a little bit of profit at the end of the year, but those that wind up taking on a little bit of equity, let's just say it's just 0.1% of the business, that would be a pretty cool deal for a day laborer. So again, you could do some financial metrics, but for me, it's about just loving on people and not managing through, old school mentality, threats and punishment and fear.
Right.
I don't think that happens in this industry. I know there are some people with some big hearts around here. So I think those are probably the two extremes.
Well, Jim, thanks so much for joining us. Can't wait to hear you.
My pleasure.
Again, you're fabulous, and we're very lucky to have him with us.
My pleasure.
So stay tuned, 9:15. We're going to go live at the Spud Nation Throwdown Finals, and you have to be there too, and you can tell us, who you're going to be in the front row cheering
I
for
do.
us.
I will be.
Okay. Thanks again. We'll see you in a few minutes.